Hey guys, Mr. Cooney here with grammar lesson 15, and this is about the order of the subject and predicate. And the reason we have a lesson on this is because normally you would have the subject first and then the predicate, but that is not always the case, and there are some reasons for that happening. Okay, so examples here. In most sentences you read and write, the subject comes before the predicate, such as the red-tailed hawk, sword high overhead, hawk, sword, regular old sentence, right? But for variety or special emphasis, especially you see this in poetry and some drama, some sentences are written in inverted order. For some reason the author or poet wants to move the subject, or excuse me, move the action of a verb toward the front of the sentence for rhyming purposes or emphasis. Things like that can happen. If you're familiar with how Yoda speaks in the Star Wars movies, he speaks in a lot of inverted sentences. That makes him sound like Shakespeare. It makes him sound intelligent. Those are inverted sentences. So we can also say high overhead soared the red-tailed hawk. You see that kind of has that Yoda Shakespeare sound. So the hawk is still the subject and sort of still the verb, but you've inverted it so those come in a backwards order. The subject also follows the verb in any sentence that begins with here or there. In other words, neither the word here nor the word there is ever actually the subject of a sentence, even though in these examples here, it certainly looks like it is, right? Because you see the word there, sit, here is, seems like subject, verb, right? But that's not the case, okay? So the subject in this first one is books. And what the sentence is really about is books. Same thing with present in the second one. Okay, so keeping that in mind, for exercise 1, there are 20 items, and we're asking you to draw a line between the complete subject and complete predicate, regardless of what order they're in. However, I think it'd be a good job if you just maybe put an S and a P above each half of the sentence, so you're showing recognition of which is which also, okay? So a line between them, and the S above the subject, P above the predicate. Sometimes in the order you expect, sometimes it's not. So try to distinguish 15 of those. Exercise 2, I'm actually going to write here. Let's just do 12 of these, okay? Rewrite the sentences below by inverting the order of the subjects and predicates. So players from both teams were at the meeting. At the meeting were players from both teams. Up the falls swam the salmon would become the salmon swam up the falls, right? Did it for you there. See what you can do with that. Some of them you're making inverted, some of them you're taking an inverted sentence and you're putting it back in the regular subject verb order. So it kind of shows you that variety and what that can do. All right, one more time. Exercise 1, 15 items. Exercise 2, 12. Due by Thursday night as usual. Thanks. See you soon.